The zodiac sign you claim is the name of a demonic spirit. When you claim that sign, you give that spirit legal right to enter you. They hide your true personality and bring sickness, crossing and cursing and hexing your life up. The Persian manuscript, Kitab-i Ajal-ibi Makul Khat, depicts the demonic spirit of each sign. I'm going to show y'all right now. This is the demon named Aries. When you accept this demon, it brings head and brain issues like strokes, headaches, migraines, and brain aneurysms. Here is a demon named Taurus. When you speak the spirit of your life, you'll be prone to problems with the neck, problems with your throat, things like sore throats, colds, and earaches. It can make you sluggish to the point where you find yourself gaining weight. You're now looking at the spirit named Gemini. Those who claim this demon by saying, I'm a Gemini, accept anxiety disorders, nervous exhaustion, insomnia, respiratory problems, and problems with their lungs, shoulders, and arms. It's not good. This here is the spirit named Cancer. Everybody that takes on and says that I'm a Cancer, it likes to give people depression, the spirit of depression, right? Spirits bring on spirit. This one brings on the spirit of depression. When people invite the demon of Cancer in, they turn to food to deal with that depression, which causes obesity, which in turn causes more depression. You'll also find common gastritis, nausea, gas pains, gallbladder issues, issues of the emotion, a lot of emotional stress, anxiety, tension, stomach issues, digestive issues. It's not good again. When you get the claim in that spirit Virgo and say, I'm a Virgo, this is what you're accepting into your life. You're in agreement with this spirit. This spirit tends to bring things like abdominal and intestinal issues like ulcers, diarrhea, constipation, irritable bowel syndrome. Virgo, it likes to also give its followers eating disorders and dry skin. This one right here, Scorpio, is a nasty demon. When you accept it, it likes to give problems with the bladder, the rectum, genitals, your ovaries, and testes. Your sex hormones can be wonky, right? They can be really high or really low. And when they start to get really high, that spirit right there will make sure that you come in contact with people that like to hand out STDs. The spirit of Sagittarius loves making people who go, I'm a Sagittarius, and find their identity in that. It loves making sure that they get into accidents. No, you are not clumsy. You have a demon. You could have bad vision, problems with sciatica, sciatic nerves, problems with your hips and your thighs. This thing here, Capricorn, it likes to cause issues with your knees, bones, teeth, skin, and your joints. This is Aquarius. It'll mess with your lower legs, giving you ankle and calf issues. You get circulation issues, nervous system issues, a weak thalamus, and a crappy immune system. You're now looking at Pisces. When you accept it as your sign, it makes you very sensitive and emotional. It's from these emotions that illness begins in the body. You'll tend to hold a lot of water in your body as well and constantly catch colds. This here is that devil named Leo. When you say, I'm a Leo, I'm a lion, I take it on. When you do these things, it makes you susceptible to hypertension, heart problems, back problems, spinal issues, hypertension, blocked arteries, and heart arrhythmias. It is not good. This right here is Libra. Do not be surprised when you go, I'm a Libra, if you start having problems with your kidneys. Or if you're a woman, you might have issues with the ovaries. It affects the urinary tract, your adrenal glands. You'll find yourself getting backache, stomach aches, different bladder problems. All right, so the depictions of those demons were from a Persian manuscript. This stuff is old. Zodiac signs originated in ancient Babylon, and you do not ever want to follow the Babylonians. The Babylonians divided the sky into 12 areas, right? Each of which was assigned a figure, a name, and a specific meaning. This became the zodiac, right, that we have now, with its 12 zodiac signs like Aries, Gemini, Virgo, or Leo. They were created by so-called astrological scientists. So each sign had a spirit, a demonic spirit that came with it, and ailments, right? They came with it as well, like I just read off. When you take on this zodiac as part of your identity, you also give that demon legal right to attach to you. you also suppress your true personality and accept what your sign says about you, not who you are. You also, in turn, accept that your birth date, the moon phase, etc., that they all affect you. I urge you to buck popular opinion, right? Leave it alone. Leave that stuff alone. See, Mercury can be in retrograde, and I'm always good because I know who I am without any zodiac affiliation. Many of us had what our sign was spoken over us while we were infants. Some of you, when you were still in your mother's womb, adults said what your personality was going to be like. This was a form of word cursing. By the time you came into yourself, that spirit had already melded with who you are, suppressing your true self and identity. Some of you don't even know who you are without that symbol. Some parents really messed you up. It's ruining your relationships because you avoid incompatible signs. And someone who could be for you, it won't work out because you believe this thing. See, I'm going to follow the Most High. My name is Brother Ardent Flame. I'm a king and a priest according to Revelation 1:6. No sign, no symbol, no date dictates who I am. You dig? Angels surround me according to Psalm 91. And it is my honor to bind evil kings in chains, to bind nobles with fetters of iron, and all of that, right? All according to Psalm 149. I am the redeemed of the Lord, and I say so proudly according to Psalm 107:2. Excuse me. If you wish to carry on with that demon on your back, go ahead, right? Then enjoy it. But that each zodiac sign also represents a demon, let me explain. Aries, which is the first zodiac sign, is sometimes associated with the demon Ammon, who is the demon of wealth and abundance, and will reveal hidden treasures to those who summon him. Taurus is often associated with the demon Belphegor, who is the demon of sloth and tempts people to waste their time and resources on frivolous pursuits. Finally, Gemini is often associated with the demon Bifrons, who is the demon of necromancy and is capable of summoning the...
All right, so let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. All right. Now, we just seen the videos. We just seen the videos of zodiac signs being demonic. All right. And I always try to tell people, the scriptures say follow the narrow path is the way to eternal life, right? Because a lot of people follow the wide path. What's the wide road? The wide road is what the world is doing, right? The world, people always, we so wrapped up in foolishness, man. Your sign, but what we doing is binding and cursing our life, all right? So what we about to do is we about to read. First of all, we're gonna come back to Mark 5 because this is talking about spirits. So basically, we have to allow. If you watch movies and you watch vampire movies and all that stuff, you ever notice the vampire can't. The vampire. See, these movies are symbolic. People just watch them for entertainment. I mean, yeah, I watch them for entertainment, but everything has a symbolic meaning to it. Now, if you watch these movies, these vampire movies, you cannot. The vampire cannot cross over into your home unless you allow him in. Right? And that's the same thing. That's the same thing with spirits. You have to give these spirits authority and power over your life to allow them in. All right. Now, let's go to Deuteronomy 18. Let's see what the Most High say about these type of things, spirits and divination, necromancing, tarot card reading, all that stuff. Let's go see what he say. All right. Deuteronomy 18, verse 9. Let's pick it up at 9. When you come into the land which Yahuwah, your Elohim, is giving you, do not learn to do according to the abominations of those nations. Didn't the guy in the video just say the Greeks, the Babylonians, and all these other nations, they follow these things. And this is why Yahuwah is telling us to not follow after the other nations. All right. Verse 10, let no one be found among you who makes his son or daughter pass through the fire. All right, because, those nations were sacrificing their children to idols. And we still do that today. Probably not far as literally passing them through the fire and sacrificing them, but we are. When we're not raising them and we letting the TV raise them, right? And we're not being the influence in their lives. We're passing them through the fire, right? Because we're supposed to teach our children, all right? It says, or use magic, there you go, or one who interprets omens or sorcerers. So tarot card reading, you know, we grow up, Disney is all about magic. All right, we tend to let our children watch these movies and get amazed by magic, all right? And watch this. It says, or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or a spiritist, right? Or one who calls up the dead. For whoever does these is an abomination unto Yahuwah. And because of these abominations, Yahuwah, your Elohim, drives them out from before you. All right? The Most High has a reason why he do everything that he do. This is why the Israelites was given the land of Canaan, because these people were an abomination to the Most High, right? So he gave our forefathers and ancestors the land. And yes, we end up doing the same thing that they did and got kicked out. That's why we scattered to all around the world today. Look at verse 13. He said, be perfect before Yahuwah your Elohim. See, people love to say we're not perfect, but Most High telling us to be perfect. How do we be perfect? We just be obedient. Obedience is perfection. All right? Do we slip? Yes, of course. We're flesh. But we can't use that as an excuse, man. Look at verse 14. For these nations whom you are possessing do listen to those using magic and to diviners. These is horoscopes. This is why I played the video before. These are horoscopes. You see these horoscope signs are linked to demons. All right, so we're giving them power to enter our lives. And we wonder why, this is that and this and that happening. All right, people claim that God is in them, but they're doing they're doing everything that's contrary to the word, his word, right? They like they say, a funky palate will say anything. All right. For these nations whom you are possessing do listen to those using magic and to diviners, but as for you, Yahuwah, your Elohim has not appointed such for you. And that's another thing. The Most High told the children of Yisra'EL to not worship him like other nations worship their gods. And that's what we have. That's our biggest problem. And that's why we got hit with the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Right? Because of disobedience. And we continue to do. Right? We to this day. All right. And that's it, man. That's pretty much it. And yeah, so yeah, man, spirits need a vessel. All right. Now let's go to Mark. Let's go to Mark 5. Let's go back to Mark 5 and let's see that spirits need a vessel. All right. We're gonna prove that right there. We're gonna show and prove, man. All right. All right. Let's read from the top. We're gonna read all the way down to 17, and it's over. All right, Mark 5. It says, and they came to the other side of the sea, to the country of the gathering. And when he came out of the boat, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. Now, see, what people don't understand is, a lot of things that people do today, transgender, bipolar, schizophrenia, mostly all these sicknesses, all they are unclean spirits, all right? And we need to stop making excuses for demons, and they need to be cast out, okay? With the name of Yahusha, man, correction, right? Correction is what cleanses Like the scripture says, how can a young man cleanse his way? By doing what the scriptures say. All right? Verse 3 says, who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no one was able to bind him, not even with chains. Right? Because why? Because this spirit was in this man was so strong. Right? Because he had often been bound with shackles and chains, but the chains had been pulled apart by him. And the shackles broke in pieces, and no one was able to tame him, and continued night and day. He was in the mountains and the tombs crying out and cutting himself with stones. And seeing Yahushua from a distance, he ran and bowed down to him. Now, see, why did it, see, I tell people, demons are subject to the name of Yahushua and the Father. They're subject. Why did he come bow down? And having called out with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with you, Yahshua, son of the Most High El? Swear to Elohim not to torture me. For he has said to him, come out of the man, unclean spirit. Now notice Yahshua was talking to the spirit and not the man. And he was asking him, what is your name? And he answered saying, my name is Legion because we are many. Now see, this is the cause a lot of people walking around with a lot of spirits, right? They're walking around with the spirit of homosexuality, sodomite. They're walking around with the spirit of sexual immorality. They're walking around with the spirit of adultery. They're walking around with the spirit of stealing. They're walking around with the spirit of pedophilia. They're walking around with all kinds of spirits, right? And none of these spirits never get corrected and cast out. So people walking around with plenty of spirits. That's why you see a lot of people snap, people be going off because they ain't even cleaned out the other spirits, right? Now watch this. Verse 9, and he was asking him, what is your name? And he answered saying, my name is Legion because we are many. And he begged him very much that he would not send them out of the country. Now a great herd of pigs was there feeding there near the mountains. And all the demons begged him, saying, send us into the pigs so that we may enter into them. Now, question, why did these demons enter? Why do they want to enter into a pig and not a chicken and not a goat and not a sheep and not a bull and no other animal? You know what? Because the pig is an unclean animal. And we love pork and we love to eat swine and unclean animals. So guess what? What you're doing when you're eating unclean animals, you're allowing demons to enter your vessel. Guess what? Verse 13, and he gave them permission. Now, hold on, pause. Now, you got to ask yourself, why didn't the demons want to go into any clean animal? Because Yahshua, he knew that Yahshua wouldn't allow him to do so. You know why? Because what did our forefathers do with the clean animals? We ate them, and we sacrificed the clean animals into Yahuwah. So why would Yahshua let a demon, which is an unclean spirit, go into a clean animal? It has to make sense. All right? Stop eating unclean meats, people. All right, verse 13 says, and he gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out of and entered into the pigs. They were about 2,000, and the herd rushed down to the steep place in the sea and drowned in the sea. And those who fed the pigs fled and reported into the city and the country. And they went out to see what had taken place. So they came to Yahusha and saw the demon-possessed one who had legions sitting and dressed and in his right mind. You see that? When those demons came out of that man, he was straight. And they were afraid. And those who saw it related to them that was done to the demon-possessed one and about the pigs, and they began to plead with him to leave their borders. See, they wanted that. They wanted Yahshua to get out of there because he cast out these spirits out of this man. This man is straight now, right? So what do they do today when people have demons? They try to medicate them. Medication is just sedating people. These spirits need to be cast out of people, right? With correction, with the word of the Most High. All right? And I got one last scripture, man, and I'm done. Yeah, check it out. Psalms 119:9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. That's been my time, man. I'm out.